Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to continue with quadratics today. And today we're going to really focus on how do we add in the details of a graph. We sketched a graph yesterday. We looked at some graphs on Desmos, and now we're going to break them apart from the function. How do we actually graph them? So this is the graph that you would have made yesterday on page 18. So we had negative 16x squared plus 64x plus 80. So this is the graph here. And I just want to point out some key features since we've already looked at this graph. So quadratic functions always make a perfect U. It's always going to be symmetrical. I could take that U, fold it in half, and each side's going to be even. So looking at this graph, well, we knew our y-intercept was at 0, 80. Well, there should be a point exactly on the same side if I were to take a line straight through the parabola that's on one of the x values there. So I already put in the point there. We have a point at 480. So they're exactly parallel to each other, 0, 80 and 480. And that happens anywhere. I can pick a point on any side of the parabola, and there will be a point that mirrors it perfectly on the other side. And they're going to be equidistant from that axis of symmetry. Remember, if we draw a line down our parabola, that axis of symmetry, it cuts the parabola in half. So there's going to be a twin, we'll call it, point on one side of the parabola that matches with the other side of the parabola. So let's look at another equation here. So just a basic graph of x squared plus 4x plus 3. So let's look at how this mirrors. So we have our vertex at -2, -1. And then all my points are going to perfectly mirror each other. So if I have a point at -3, 0, it is 1 unit away from the axis of symmetry. So that means I should have another point, -1, 0. So they have the same y value, and their x values are equidistant from the center of the parabola. So once again, they have the exact same y value, so both their y values are 0, and they are equidistant from the axis of symmetry. So in this case, they're both 1 away. So we have a point here at 0, 3. So that is our y-intercept, right? And we got that from this value. We could have found that without our graph. So that means we should have a point exactly mirroring it. It should have the same y value, which is 3. And it should be, this is 2 units away from the center. So this should be 2 units away. So let's see if I graph this point. This is 0, 3. So my hope is that this would be -4, 3. So if I have -4, 3, let's see, it does in fact perfectly mirror. They are exactly, it is on the line, and they're exactly equidistant from the axis of symmetry with the same y value. So we're going to look at some of our examples today on page 20. We're just going to do 3 together here. So on page 20, it says graphing quadratic functions using a table of values. So here are the things that we need to make sure that we include. So we need to make sure that I realize we lost me at the bottom here. We'll go like this. Okay, there we go. So we need to make sure we include the vertex every single time, the y-intercept every time, and we've gotten pretty good at this, right? We've done a lot of examples finding the vertex and y-intercept, and then we're going to make a table of values. And remember, we can always make a table of values. I could give you a cubic function right now, and you guys could graph it because you could just input values for x in a table of values. So let's start with the vertex here. Good practice. We're doing opposite of b divided by 2a. So opposite of b over 2a means I'm going to do -16 divided by 2 times 2. And guys, per usual, remember, I'm going to go at a pretty steady pace. So pause, go back if you need to. So when this simplifies, I'm going to get -4. So my x value of my vertex is -4. And now I need to plug this back in. So I do 2, watch, make sure your -4 is in parentheses there, plus 16 times -4 plus 28. And when I simplify this, I'm going to get -4. So my vertex is at -4, -4. And I'm going to go ahead and graph that right now. So -4, -4. So now I'm probably wondering, okay, is my graph going to be a U or is it going to be a hill? So remember, we want to look at our first term, and this is positive, so it's going to be a U. So I like to draw myself a little picture when I start a graph, being like, okay, it's going to be upward, it's going to have a minimum. If it's negative, it's going to be downward. It's going to be a hill. So now I need to find my y-intercept, which I just look at right here. So I get a y-intercept at 0, 28. Well, if we look on our graph, we clearly cannot graph that. That is way, way, way up here. So I'm not going to graph that for now. So is this graphable? No, it's not. Does it have a twin? It always will have a twin, right? Every point has something mirroring it on the other side. Can we graph it? No, but the twin does exist. So remember, parabolas are symmetric. So any point you find has a twin. So where should we start? We should pick points on either side of our vertex. So again, we're going to pick points on either side of our vertex. Okay, so I'm going to pick points. Let's see, we're at -4, so I'll put -4 in the middle. And so I'll do -5 and -6, and I'll do -3 and -2. So we will plug each of these values into our function. So if I were to plug in -6, I would do 2 times -6 squared plus 16 times -6. Move this to my, not right now, my face there, and then plus 28. Be really careful the way you do these negatives into the squares. And this is going to give me 4. Okay, I'll do the same thing with 5. I'll do 2 times -5 squared plus 16 times -5 plus 28. Take a second, plug all that in, and you're going to get a -2. I already know we have -4, -4. And then I'll go on to -3. So I'll do 2 times -3 squared plus 16 times -3 and plus 28. And I'm going to get -2, and I should get -2. These should mirror each other. They should be the same, right? They have twins. So you can write your second half to mirror your first half, but be careful. I think it's always good to check because sometimes maybe you made a mistake up here and you get a different number. So it doesn't hurt to still plug it in and double check. One mistake people will make is they will say something like -4, 4, -2. Make sure they are mirroring, not that they're in the same order. So now let's plot all of these points. So I have -6 and a +4. And then I have -5 and a -2. -3, -2, and -2 and a +4, and it mirrors itself. Be careful here. Make sure that you curve your parabola. So it should be a U, not a V. U, not V. Okay, U, not a V. So that's what we'll do every time. Vertex, y-intercept, and a table. So let's try another example here. So next we have a negative graph. So I'm going to just draw myself a little picture. I know eventually it's going to be a hill. So we'll start with finding our vertex. And so I'll do opposite of B over 2A. My A value is -1. Remember that negative tells us there's a little -1 in front there. And so this simplifies to 2. So my X value is 2 of my vertex. And now I need to plug this back into my equation to figure out what my Y value is. So when I plug that in, I'm going to get a -4. So my vertex here is at 2, -4. So I know this is a U, so this is my max. Okay. So identify the y-intercept. Our y-intercept, I gotta close that, is our last term. So my y-intercept is 0, -8. Yes, it is graphable. So I have 0, -8 here. And does it have a twin? Yes. So let's go ahead and just graph that twin so we can see how this matches up. So I want to write a point on the same line, so with the same y-intercept. So, or sorry, y value, not y-intercept. So I know it's going to have a -8. And -8 here is 2 units away from the center of our parabola. So I want a point that's 2 units away. So that means I'm going to have a point at 4, -8. So again, it's going to be perfectly even. So if I'm 2 units away here, I need to be 2 units away, which puts me at 4. So we need more points here. This is not enough. So we want to make sure, again, we're going to go to the left and right of our graph. So we already know we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be enough. And 0, we already know is -8. And we'll plug in 1. So I do -1 squared plus 4 times 1 minus 8. And when I do this, I will get a -5. So I have 1, -5. 1, -5. I'll go ahead and graph it. You need 5 points every time. So you need 5 points. Next, we already know 2 is -4. And 3 should mirror, right? If I plug in 3 squared, I'll get a -9 plus 12 minus 8, which gives me, again, -5. So this should mirror. So I have another point at 3, -5, and I've already graphed 4, -8. So I graph this. I want a curve. One thing to note is your curve should never go inside, right? So I'm saying I shouldn't curve in. It should never curve in. It should always go out, right? Because we have an all real numbers for our domain, so it has to continue going out and out forever. Okay, so we're gonna do one more together and then we'll be done for today. So we're gonna skip 3. You're gonna do 3 on your own, and we're gonna do 4. So opposite of b over 2a, well, this is going to be a u, right, because it's positive. So my opposite of b over 2a is -2 divided by 2 times 1/2. Remember, we can just do 2 times 1/2 is just 1. So I get -2. And then I plug this back in. Be careful, again, with that negative and the exponent there. And I should get -2, 2. So I have a point at -2, +2. And my y-intercept is 0, 4. So I'll go ahead and graph 0, 4. So now I want to make sure I can graph on both sides. So I will do a point, let's say at, I'll do -4, -3, -2, which I already have, -1, and 0. So at -4, I'm going to substitute that back in. So I have 1/2 times -4 squared plus 2 times -4 plus 4. And when I do that, I'm going to get a +4. When I substitute in -3, I'll get 2.5. When I substitute in 2, I already know I get 2. When I have -1, I get 2.5 again, and then I will also get 4. I could go one further here. I could do 1 and 5. If I did, we get 6.5. So guys, decimals happen. We can get fractions and decimals here. If you do, you'll likely get a graph like this one where it's clear where your 1/2 mark is. So I'm going to graph all of these. So I have -4 and then 4. Then I have -3, 2.5. -1, 2.5, and I've already graphed 1, 4. And then I make the U here and go from there. There's my graph. So just a quick one with some fractions. So now you're going to work on example 3 up at the top. And when you're done, start working on spiral review and Math Excel. Email me if you have any questions. Have a good day, everyone.